Thank you for joining us here on the Something Better podcast. I'm Joe Conroy, your host, and this month we're joined by Daniel Maldonado with the City of Bakersfield's Water Department. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So we're going to talk some water a little bit, and then you guys have an exciting project that's underway right now, and we'll get to. But first, your title, you are the Assistant Water Director, correct?
Yeah, correct. I'm the Assistant Water Director for the City of Bakersfield. I've been with the Water Department for about 9 years. Citywide, I've been with the city for 13 years.
Oh, very good. So tell me a little bit tell us a little bit about your background. You can kind of briefly, what have you done with the city and with the Water Department? And then tell us a little bit about what the Assistant Water Director does.
Yeah, so when I started with the Water Department, I was a canal tender. I was in the field operating, weirs, canals, all types of diversions, and just per delivery orders from other water agencies. And I was able to move up to be a dispatcher where now I'm taking the calls from other districts and, calculating the amount of water that needs to be released from Isabella. Then I became an engineer technician where I was able to do a lot of the record keeping, making sure that all the deliveries were pretty accurate. And then I became a water planner where it was more the Sustainable Groundwater Management Act, dealing with, this type of project, doing the environmental permitting, and just other wherever I was needed. And then now I'm the Assistant Water Director and, managing the day-to-day operation of both the water river and ag division and then the domestic water system. And so that's pretty much what I handle right now.
You've worn a lot of hats over the years. I didn't realize how many different things you've done, but you've kind of done a little bit of all of it, right?
Yeah. It's a great experience being able to do, learning the operation, learning the field, working at that level. That's helped me tremendously as I've progressed with the City of Bakersfield.
Tell us a little bit about what the Water Department itself does. Like, how does that serve the residents of Bakersfield?
Yeah, so the Water Department and we have the wastewater division that handles the sewer, but we also have water resources, which is where my current employment is with, and so for that we, our central records for the Kern River, we're managing and operating the entire Kern River system, and then for the municipal water division, providing safe, clean drinking water to residents. I mean, that's pretty much the main priority, public health and safety.
So when you turn on the tap, that's you guys.
Correct.
Yeah. So the water comes out, you can take a shower, all that stuff, wash your dishes, whatever.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Now, you guys have a really exciting project that's just recently gotten underway, I think in the last month or so, or maybe it was earlier this month. The Kern River Backup Weir near Coffee Road.
Correct.
What are you guys doing there, or what's going on?
Yeah, so we are reconstructing that weir. That weir had been initially installed in the 1980s, and then over the years, just normal wear and tear. We would do routine maintenance on it. However, recently it's become damage beyond repair, and so we knew that a project was needed to reconstruct it and bring it up to a little bit higher standard, so that we're able to manage flood flows and protect public health and safety during those high runoff events.
Okay. Now, you alluded to it a little bit there, just kind of explaining it. What does a weir do? And you said you've worked on some of these as well.
Yeah.
So what does a weir do? Like, what does somebody notice about a weir?
Yeah, so a weir is it's pretty much a structure, in a canal or a stream or a river that just allows operators to control water flows. That includes, passing water through, weirs or over weirs, depending on the type of weir structure. It also allows operators to manage water levels so that we're able to divert water to other areas as needed for other beneficial uses, which include irrigation and also for public drinking water delivery to surface water treatment plants. Weirs serve that purpose, and then also just controlling flood flows. In 2023, we've seen it best, the need to be able to control that magnitude of flows. And so without the weirs, it would have been a little difficult. And probably not possible to continue to protect the public health and safety. And so they were in place, and we were able to do that. And so that's the kind of the purpose of the weirs, what a weir is at a base level.
Yeah, it keeps the public safe. It keeps you being able to control the amount of flow. Because you mentioned the 2023 year, we had a lot of water coming from Lake Isabella, and I know there were concerns in the public. Can our river take that water? Can our system handle this? And that's what the weirs do, is they help manage that flow as it's coming down, because it was more than what we had normally gotten in most years, right?
Yeah, it was actually the most amount of water released from Isabella ever, since the construction of the weir. And so, we were able to safely divert that amount of water through the river due to these weirs. And the River Canal Backup Weir that, we're reconstructing right now, it had some issues. We identified those in 2019 when we began the planning efforts for this. We went through a thorough, environmental permitting process, dealing with all the different agencies, getting their approvals. But we were able to identify that this needed to be reconstructed in order for the next time we get a significant rain event, we'll be able to pass it clean and easily.
Yeah. And kind of why is this project being done now? Like, what is it about? Is there a timing both during the year, but also you mentioned some damage had been done at that weir?
Yeah, and so in 2019, we initially identified some issues. We identified an issue that, we think that we could reconstruct it. 2023 was an incredible year. We had significant debris, removing about 150 tons of debris out of the river. Large debris, and just, it just severely damaged that weir. And with the magnitude of flows, you may have seen pictures of siphons being used at that place, at that location.
Yep.
And that was just to maintain the control of that water. Without those siphons, we would have had to remove that earthen sand plug, a sand plug that runs along the weir. And that would have reduced our ability to control the flow. Okay. And so those siphons were put in place to manage those flows. With this reconstruction of the weir, that capacity of water that went through the siphons will now be able to pass safely through the weir as it's constructed.
Gotcha.
This year.
So you guys have now demolitioned the previous weir. So if anybody's driven past there, either on the West Side Parkway or down Truxton or down Coffee, probably noticed that structure that was there no longer there, right? Now you guys are putting in a new one. Is this what are we expecting this to look like, or what will people notice? I guess
you if you're driving by there, you probably didn't notice it. It was really. I mean, before we began construction, it's really a simple design. It was just pretty much a concrete walkway with some metal runners that allowed us to drop boards. This new weir that we're going to be putting in is going to be robust. It's going to be installing radial gates. It'll be much larger, and you'll be able to see it, but it'll be radial gates in addition to that board bay type of weir as well. It'll be a combination of the two. And then also part of the project that is, goes kind of, it's not a main priority of it, but a feature of the weir is we're going to be installing a bike path over that weir. And so now the Public Works Department for the City of Bakersfield is also, looking at running up the bike path a little bit further north along the Fry and Kern Canal. And so this weir will serve the purpose of connecting that weir to connecting that bike path to the existing multi-use path along the Kern River.
So not only keeping the public safe with the controls through the weir itself and controlling the water flow, but adding maybe an extra amenity that the public can enjoy that they previously didn't have.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And you mentioned the radial gates. What is that, and what would that do? Is that how you control the flow, or?
Yeah. So the past weir, as it's now demoed, was just a board bay feature, and so you would use timber boards, 2x4s or to stack up the water and allow the water to pass over with the rate. And So a downfall of that is sediment load. It's not able to pass through the river, and so we would have incredible sediment that would, on a wet year, it would just cause difficulties for us. And so these radial gates allow the water to now undershoot the weir. It goes, it's a 10-foot wide gate that opens and closes, with the push of a button, and then allows that sediment to continue along the river. And, that's a huge benefit to our department, because we do maintain the sediment in the river as well when conditions present themselves.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the summary of the radial gates and that added benefit that they would bring to us.
So it's a little easier for you to operate, a little more efficient, maybe?
Absolutely.
Yeah. How long do we expect this project to take to complete? Because you guys have started it this month. When do we think we'll see the final product?
We're anticipating about 6 months, and so that would be put us around the end of September to have this. We're almost near completion or fully completed. So by this fall, we should have that we're constructed.
All right, cool. Anything else that we didn't talk about that you want to bring up about the weir? Anything you're excited about?
No, I'm just excited to be able to complete this project. Like I mentioned before, we've been working on this for 5 years, getting all of our approvals.
Must be exciting to see that come to fruition.
Yeah, and our maintenance team, they're in operation and maintenance, they're incredible. They've been able to patch up the repairs and the damages, leading up to this point, and keeping it fully operational and protecting the public health and safety. And so with this new weir, it'll be a lot easier. We'll be able to react faster, have heavy equipment at the site, and remove those debris just to protect the public health and safety.
That's awesome. Well, Congratulations and good luck with the completion of this project. So we want to thank you for being on here and talking about this project and letting the public know exactly what's going on. And it sounds very exciting. I'm sure a lot of people will be excited to see that bike path once it's done as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So thank you, Daniel, for being here. Going out here, I am Joe Conroy on the Something Better podcast. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. That helps grow the podcast and make sure you don't miss every episode. So again, thank you. I'm Joe Conroy, and have a great one.